Thanks for joining me with Wilderness with Amani. I'm at June Lake on the Eastern Sierras, just to the north of Mammoth, and I'm going to be bait fishing, and I'm looking for some rainbows for my cooler full of ice up there so I can bring it home and eat some fish the next couple days. I'm fishing a slip sinker with about a 4-foot leader power bait on this pole, and I got a full night crawler on this one. And as I said in a previous, because it's in the mid-20s right now, it's going to warm up. I have this night crawler just sitting on the bottom, right on the shallow shelf before it drops off, and I just have it not inflated. Once it gets a little later and it warms up a little bit, I'm going to inflate it so it's floating off the bottom. But for right now, I got these really nice night crawlers. So what I'm going to do, what I have is, I have one of these large guys just with the hook in him, and it's just sitting on the bottom squirming. And if a brown comes along, a big brown, it'll just suck that thing up because it looks really natural. My goal is to keep rainbows today. I'll keep a brown if it swallows it. But as I've said before, rainbows are hard fighting and they're really good eating. So as the day goes on, I'll be moving things in and out, trying different depths so that my bait is suspended off the bottom. And I'm definitely going to inflate this crawler later, but I'm going to try it on the bottom while the sunlight is still low. So I stopped. I'm on my way back from Reno to Southern California, so I figured I'd stop off and try to catch some fish. I stopped off here on my way up, fished for a few hours with lures and didn't get anything, didn't even get a bite. So this is more than just a fishing trip. This is about revenge, all right? I'm petty like that. I want revenge on these fish. There we go. Feels decent. I think I'm wrapped around some rocks though. That's never good. This will be good for the cooler. Not a big rainbow, but it's a nice size. Hit the power bait. Hit him in about 15 feet of water, I think. So let's take a look at him. He's a little guy. Nice little rainbow. I'm looking for something bigger, but we'll just have to keep it going. See what we can do. I didn't even need the net for this guy. He's small, but I'll take what I can get. It's been slow. I've been here for a couple hours. The first bite I've gotten. Finally got one that's a little bit nicer. Probably gonna use the net for this. I inflated my crawler. You definitely want to get a long-handled net for this colder weather fishing. Whoa, he's running. That's why you want to check that drag when you get these bigger fish. You want to make sure that your drag can handle it. He's running. Oh, get away from that rock. This is going to be some good eating here. Let's see if I can't shorten this fight up. Ah, got him. Woo! That was a good one. Okay, here's a nice cold weather trout. There you go. That's a nice rainbow right there. Woo! Calm down. He's not going anywhere. He's going into the cooler. That's a nice fish. Good rainbow. So, I've been fishing since early this morning, and it's right around noon. Or 1 o'clock, and you'll find a lot of times when you're fishing in the colder months, when it's really cold in the morning, the bite won't even start until around noon. So I always say, if you can avoid traffic, by all means just sleep in and then show up a little bit later. So for those of you that are new to fishing full inflated crawlers, I know I've demonstrated it in other clips, but I can't always be sure that everybody's watching every clip. So you got your worm blower, you got your full crawler, and the worm blower is just this bottle with the little needle on it. So I take my hook, I find that thick segment in the worm right there, that part. I pierce it, slide it up the back. Those tines on the bait holder hook will hold the worm in place. Pierce it again, slide the worm up the hook, turn it, pierce it again, and then I'm using a larger hook because I'm keeping these fish. So I do it one more time. So now I got this worm, it's squirming, and it'll look nice and natural. So my leader is about 4 feet, 3.5, 4 feet. So when my worm's floating, it's going to be floating up off the bottom. So I want it to make sure it floats. So I'm going to take that worm blower, stick it in that segment and blow up the top half. And then I do little puffs around, and then I blow up the bottom half. And then there you have it. The worm is inflated and it's going to float. And it'll float however far off the bottom your leader is. So what I'm doing is, where I caught, is that there's a slope, and you just cast different depths of the slope, and your worm will be floating up off the bottom as the trout are cruising by. So the trick is just finding that depth where you want to get them. Always before you cast, always check to make sure your worm is floating. Because if you throw it out there and it's not floating, your worm's just sitting on the bottom in deep water, and that's not always the best thing. So that's about, I counted out about 20. And then I keep my line loose, so fish can just take it. Because I got that slip sinker, so if a fish takes it, it'll zoom. I'll put a bell on there. Because what I'm doing is, I'm sleeping. In the middle of an 8-hour drive on the way to Southern California, so I'm trying to get a little rest on my way. You know, I'm doing this is my usual 1-2 punch when I'm cold weather fishing. I tried a little bit of a worm on the bottom, and I tried a bobber earlier, but nothing was really biting, and the fishing's been really slow today. I just got that one nice fish, and one small one. So I got that tiny piece of power bait, smallest piece I could put on that small treble hook. And I got about a 5-foot leader on this pole, and I'm throwing this out a little bit deeper. All right, I want to get this guy out there because I want to fish 2 different depths. So this one went down about a 30 count. This one went down about a 19 count. So I got 2 different depths. So I always say, if you don't have a boat, you can always fish your different depths. You just got to change the lengths of your leader and change the lengths of your depth. Hit that power bait line. Oh, this guy was out in the deep water. Feels like he's pretty good. Oh yeah, it's a nice rainbow. People can say whatever they want about power bait, that stuff works. Oh, I want to get this fight over quick though. I got a little tiny hook. Got him. Woo! All right. Now we're talking. And it's the middle of the day. We're going to get some fillets today. June Lake, in the lakes in Mono County, most lakes stay open year round in California. This lake, the lakes in Mono County and Inyo County shut down November 15th, so that's next week. That's a nice rainbow there. We'll do a lineup at the end. Woo! That's a nice rainbow. Can't shake a stick at that, huh? Big hook jaw male. Hit that little tiny power bait ball. People can say what they want about power bait. I'm telling you, when it first came out, I'm like, what is this crap? It looks like Play-Doh. But man, that stuff works. Rainbows love it. You won't catch any browns on it, but rainbows love it. And that's a nice fish. We'll get a measurement and we'll do a lineup when I'm done, so we can all see what we got going on. So there's the lineup. Couple of fat 18-inchers. Got my tape measure right here. 2 18-inchers and 1 little guy. I kept the little guy first. If I would have known I was going to get these 2 big ones, I wouldn't have kept the little guy, but he was already, yeah, I couldn't let him go safely, so. But this is a beautiful fish. Look at that big hook jaw. It's awesome. Got a male and a female here. And I'm going to fillet these. But there's the lineup. It was a slow day of fishing.